Hey, you guys, and welcome to the Steele Wars Hyperchat. We are Wednesday, the 9th of September, 2020, and we're going to be talking Star Wars live on YouTube. Welcome to a very active live chat. Keep it cool, you guys. Jacob's Quest, Corey. I haven't even introduced Corey. He said he's going to keep it room temperature. I asked to keep it chill. He wants to keep it room temperature. And as long as he doesn't live in California, he can. Because I'm dealing with a bit of room temperature action in California, and it's brutal. But welcome our buddy from Kessel Run Transmission.
What's up, man? We have quite the topics to talk about today.
I haven't finished the introduction.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's a better one. That's all right.
It's our friend, Clone Wars Corey Van Dyke.
All right, that's a lot better. Thank you.
I haven't No, I have finished.
Oh, shit. I got to say, I love the salacious just peering in the corner right over there.
There's an unsightly doorknob. So I'll get the joke in. So there's two knobs in this shot. Do people call people that in? That's a very Australian diss. Corey has no idea what I'm talking about.
I thought you meant an actual doorknob, so I don't know.
I know there is a doorknob.
Okay, he's sitting on the doorknob.
Yes.
Okay.
But then knob is like a slang term in Australia to, it's not someone you like. Okay?
So you don't like salacious, so you're dissing him.
No. Oh, Corey, you're killing me. This is not what people tuned in for, I'm sure. Yeah. No, I meant the duality of some people might see me and go, what a knob. So it's a joke.
I see.
Do you know what I mean?
It went right over my head.
It's wordplay. Okay, whatever. You're letting my t-shirt down today, by the way. This is
shirt, man.
You are making for a very poor Paul Schaefer. You got too much hair for one thing, and as far as I know, zero musical talent. Do you have any musical talent?
Not that I can show today.
I will go to my original call of zero musical talent.
Well, you're actually off, but
okay, all right, fine. Hey, here's what I want to talk about up front, Corey, is first of all, you're the best.
Oh, thanks, man.
And in the most beautiful way. So I adore talking Star Wars with Corey. I just look at how happy I am right now with a big smile on my face.
It's a rarity, yep.
Settle down, buddy. Settle down. I'm out there celebrating the miracle of fatherhood daily. Settle down. Now, so I wanted to schedule Corey to come on once a week. Because sometimes I do it by myself, and I'm like, I am going crazy doing these live streams.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be fun each week to get a dose of Corey. So I'm like, last week, I'm like, all right, let's do it every Thursday. So we'll do the first one. And my light's sort of frizzing out a little bit here. So I'm just going to fix that. Come on, light, chill out. All right, fine. It's probably better. I look less tomatoey. So Corey locks it in. Then this week, I text him and go, just confirming this Thursday. Can't wait, buddy. First one. And he's like, oh, doing a podcast then. Can we change it?
Yeah.
So you're here today. But, so this is what I like. So I find that frustrating, Corey. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. But this is the thing about you. You are so good-heartedly frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, he's doing a bloody stream with bloody Noah, and I see Noah as a bit of a rival because he's got that same lick of hair that folds over.
That's true.
And his one is so much more luxurious.
I didn't notice that until right now. Yeah.
Oh, my star. So I sort of like, whenever you're hanging out with him, I begrudge him. I'm like, he's got my Corey and my bloody Tony Hawk comb over. Very jealous person.
That's funny. Yeah.
But then you told me that the podcast that you were doing is a fundraiser for mental health. Tell us a bit about that, Corey.
Yeah. So tomorrow you'll be on. We're doing a suicide awareness prevention live stream. It's this week is like worldwide awareness for it. So we figured we would do something since it's been a year since my whole fun times. So we're like, let's do it. Let's just do something nice and do a raffle and help people out and all that stuff. So that's what we're doing tomorrow with a bunch of people from the community. We got like Star Wars Explained on, Alex and Molly. We've got Raj and Les from the Sith List. We've got Laura Kelly. We've got Pete from Around the Galaxy. We've got you. And just a host of other people. So it's going to be a good time of us just talking some Star Wars, doing some trivia. We're raffling off a Black Series Cad Bane that just came out, a Lego Razor Crest. So I'll be at Kessel Run Transmissions from 2:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Excellent. I cross over with the start of that, but here's my plan, Corey.
Okay.
You know how much I love that screen sharing thing I was showing you before.
Yeah.
So. I'm gonna chime in on. I'm gonna screen share your feed for a bit and just maybe just do a. You know how you listen to someone else on a podcast and you want to answer them. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and you won't be able to hear me.
Okay, that's interesting.
I did say I was going kind of crazy doing these by myself. So.
You could just actually be on it, but that's.
Yeah, but I've got my commitment.
Why don't you just, how about, here's what you do. You jump on it and then you also live stream on your channel, screen sharing that you're on it. And then you have it on both screens.
Oh, wait, I can't find my spinny top. I need that to work out what reality I am in. Yes, yeah, Sizzle dude. Dizzle, this is podcastception. But it's such an important topic. And it's such an important topic to talk about so people don't think they're the only one that's, that
right.
letting things get to them, get them down. And I don't mean to use those words flippantly, but
I know what you mean.
Like, I don't want to use, I feel like I'm promoting some good or service now more than ever, Corey. Now more than ever.
Yeah.
It's kind of important because this is everything that's going on is very it's a bit much.
Yeah, and I think I think it's important that like someone who's been through it also talks about it, because like you have to. There's a lot of people who have misunderstandings of like what exactly that process is like, or what you can do to get help, and that's what ends up being the worst part about it. So I think when you have a group of people willing to talk about it and be open about it, like it can help out so much. So yes, I do think now more than ever is a perfect time to talk about it.
Yeah, and I also think like you never imagined how you were going to deal with this situation.
Yeah.
Because the situation is pretty unimaginable.
Yeah.
So give yourself some slack. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure.
Try to find things that take your mind off it. And like doing this live stream every day, like does wonders for me. So just to interact with other people, whether we're loving what we're talking about or we're having a gripe about it, that it's time just that we're sort of we're doing something else, we're interacting, and as long as it's chill, all room temperature, Jacob's Quest, whatever. I feel like that Han Solo gif where he's like, oh, when they're in Yavin giving the plans to blow up the Death Star, that sometimes it's, you know, come on, give me some slack. Hey, but what I want to talk about, that's tomorrow. And so I just, this whole thing is so oppressive, this feeling, and I feel it, and you know, Corey feels it. So, you know, give yourself that sort of slack, and just like, you know, and the thing is, and Corey knows this more than anyone, you got to give it a chance to get better, because that's the only way it's going to get better. And it's also guaranteed that if you give it that chance, like you're at, you know, if you're at the low, you know, give it a chance and get that bounce back up, and you know, reach out to people you trust and loved ones, and help them. I'm going to go with the trampoline analogy, double bounce you back into feeling a bit better about what's going on. So
very well put.
Yeah, it's sort of like you just got to be aware of these unimaginable circumstances that's adding to what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Corey.
Steele.
I want to start off with something that I am overjoyed about. Is, I'm not starting with the thing you think I'm starting.
Okay, I was gonna say, interesting.
Yeah. So I just want to share. This is the thing that was released or shown that I saw today in Star Wars that made me overjoyed to be a Star Wars fan. It filled me with glee, and that
man, this is cool.
Is the Lego Star Wars. Oh, there's music. So let's if we're watching on the live stream, check this out from @Lego. And for those listening on the pod, we are looking at the new Lego 3,187 piece 21 minifigure Mos Eisley Cantina. Woo!
Wow.
I'm going to turn off the music because I just realized I'm going to get copyright checked on that.
Oh yeah. This is right up your alley.
Oh man, I have no idea. I'm not clicking on any shopping links for it because I don't want to know how much it is.
I think it's 300.
Oh, Corey!
That's not bad though if you think about it. You get a lot for that value.
You're not helping.
All you gotta do is pre-order it. You don't have to pay right away. You can probably, over time.
Oh, what an enabler!
Just go to LegoStarWarsShop.com. Place your pre-order today.
Oh,
that's right. How does that feel? You can get it. You can get it right now. As we're talking, you can order it. I mean, like, what? That's perfect, right? You just shared
Corey,
the review.
Listen, mate. I'm not actually sure about if you are a shoulder to lean on. I just said I don't want to know how much it costs. I don't want to be tempted by this.
Yeah. See, I'm the person who makes reasonable decisions. Because right now you think it's unreasonable, but in the future, in like a year when it's sold out and it's going for like $1,000, you'd be like, damn, I should have listened to Corey a year ago.
Put those eyebrows back down, dude. That is, all right. Here we are. Oh.
It's very nice. It has 21 minifigures.
All right, that's it. I was going to do this segment later on, right?
Okay.
I'm doing it now just to smite you. I've got a new segment on this.
Yeah.
You know what it's called?
No.
It's called Toro Watch.
Ah.
That's right, buddy. Toro Watch.
No. That's horrible.
This is where we find Toro sightings out in social media, and we reflect. And we had
Well,
the announcement. We
I'll
had
reply.
the announcement of the Cantina set, of course, most famously known as where Star Wars fans were introduced to Toro Calican. That's what the Cantina is best known for. And it's good to see we've got some support, you know, for Team Toro Calican crew from, you know, Lucasfilm social media's Justin Bolger. He stepped up. He's asking Lego Group, where's Toro Calican? The coolest character to ever put his feet up on that Mos Eisley Cantina table.
He's dead.
And then there's like this GIF, this circle with some teardrop. I don't understand GIFs. That's for TikTokers and stuff. I don't get what that. I just think that means how sincere he's being about it. So that's today's Toro Watch. So pretty successful first star segment of that. What do you think, Corey?
Yeah. Listen, I mean, listen. As soon as I saw that Mando picture yesterday with Mando on the speeder bike, I'm like, you know, what the twist is it's actually a double shot. You just have to back up, and Toro will be on the speeder right next to him. That's the big twist.
Well, the theory I'm going with, and I apologize that I can't remember who tweeted me this, but it's a great theory, is Toro's the one taking the photo of them.
That's great. Yeah. That's his revenge. He takes photos now.
Hey man, I was next to you during that whole Clone Wars save, looking after you. And when it comes to, you know, when it's the Calican crew.
Listen, I 100% would ask Hasbro to make a figure just for you. Like I would do it. I'd be like, even if it doesn't sell well and you're the only one who buys it, I'd be like, do it. Lego, do it. As a matter of fact, I am in full support of your dreams to have Toro Calican merchandise, and anything else. Like let's do it.
All right, that's all that Team Toro Calican crew asked for is just
you get my endorsement.
Thank you so much. Now, let's get to Daisy Ridley, the beloved Daisy Ridley.
Oh.
Is there anyone that can make you more instantly happy than
That's true.
A smiley gif of Daisy Ridley? Absolutely one of my favorite things to ever happen to Star Wars. Now, she was on Jimmy Kimmel, which is being hosted by Josh Gad. I think they're having guest hosts every day, different hosts. So, obviously Josh Gad is also a huge Daisy Ridley fan. So he Skyped her in, which it's very weird because he's just at his house and she's just there. I haven't been watching like normal television. So I felt like I was just like, I could chat along with them in the live chat. But I first saw this last night, I think on Sleemo, who I highly recommend. If you're on Twitter a lot and you want a lot of things to click on about Star Wars, at Sleemo, A1 account, and she posted up a little clip of Daisy and Josh Gad chatting with the quote. It came to episode 9 and JJ pitched me the film and they were like, oh yeah, Palpatine's granddaddy. And I was like, awesome. And then 2 weeks later, he wasn't like, he was like, oh, I'm not so sure. So it kept changing. So even as we were filming, I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be. Now, I've got the Star Warsy part of the interview queued up, Corey. So let's just, for those that haven't checked it out, that are listening along on the Patreon audio version. So let's click that.
I was so blown away by that. Do you regret now inviting me that day? Do you have sort of a guilty conscience like you should?
It was the first time in our friendship where you really looked at me with something that wasn't joy in your eyes.
Yeah, in America we call that hate. So, Days, I want to ask you, I just found this out.
They were talking about how
have you been
he went to the set.
keeping Ray's secret from the beginning? Did you know about the parentage? Like, tell me about that journey of when you found out.
No. At the beginning, there was toying with like an Obi-Wan connection, and then it really went, there were like different versions, and then it really went to that she was no one. And then it came to episode 9, and JJ pitched me the film and was like, oh yeah, Palpatine's granddaddy. And I was like, awesome. And then 2 weeks later, he was like, oh, we're not sure. So it kept changing. So then even I was filming and I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be.
Until the very end. So at one point, Obi-Wan was in there. Who else? Was Olaf amongst the possible parents, or?
I think Olaf was, yeah. Just a galaxy far, far away. He was in a different, it was a darker time.
Now that it's all over, are people still pestering you? Are people still asking you questions all the time? Are they still bugging you about it? Or have you found that your life has sort of found some sort of normalcy?
We were leaving the premiere, and the group of people I was with were going, so you buried the lightsaber, so you're going back? And I was like, no, it's all good. But like, you were there with BB-8? And I was like, no, that's not the point. The point was it's the end of the trilogy. But people literally, as we were leaving, you were there, from the film to the party, were asking questions.
What I love about that story is that you had to do it with an American dialect, that the people that you were impersonating were clearly all Americans. Now, I still have some pressing questions for you. I hope you don't mind. So if Palpatine's your grandfather, who exactly is your grandmother in that scenario?
You tell me, Josh.
I wasn't there for that evening, unfortunately, in a galaxy far, far away. So now that Palpatine is dead, isn't Rey the Empress? You like, by the way, Daisy, do you like the fact that, like, just this is the new way of doing a talk show with just, like, helicopters in the background sounding like the cartel is about to just get busted?
That's not on my mic. That's on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel.
I wondered if you added the sound effects, and I was like, no, I guess it's LA and they're in helicopters.
Days, what is next for you? I'm so excited to see what's coming out.
I have done a video game that's coming out soon called 12 Minutes. I have done an Audible original called Islanders, which actually comes out next week. And then Chaos Walking, which we shot many, many years ago, is finally due to be released in cinemas in January 2021.
I had a chance to listen to your podcast, by the way, and it was incredible. Your voice is so soothing. I really did. When you host one of these things, they force you to actually like listen and study what your guest has been doing. And
that's why I have to watch Rebel bloody Kessel run transmissions every week. So I have to investigate what Corey's been up to.
That's right.
So first up, there's already, and it's not surprising, it's fine. Twitter's an instant thing, but there's backlash to the backlash. Now, I just want to set the playing field of discussing this, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about constantly complaining about a movie that had choices you didn't like nonstop for a year.
Right.
It's a major bit of insight into the process that the story was put together that adds additional information that will reignite debate.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see any of this, and it's up there. And from people, I'm not sort of up for sending people to be angry, but it is from people that I listen to their stuff, and I think they're like great people, very insightful. I appreciate like what they do, but I just feel like, and so this isn't like a judgment of their entire character, but I just feel like in this, and I understand you're like, you love the film and it might get a bit tiring, but you've also, as long as it's within reason, give people, a chance to do that on their Twitter feed.
Yeah, that's the thing that bothers me the most about when this came out is the fact that one thing I've noticed with the sequel trilogy in particular is if you give any sort of like, wow, this is interesting, or I wonder why they went this route, or wow, this is kind of weird, dude, it's like you've said a capital sin. Like, it's just a lot of people get upset. Most of those people, it's because they really love the Rise of Skywalker, and like Noah on Kessel Run With Me, like he loves that trilogy, and I am totally, I mean, that's awesome. Like anyone who loves it, great. But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with tweeting or making a video or saying the structure is weird. This is weird that they were going this way and then they changed it to this, and then it was changing all the time. And I know the main thing people always use, and I saw this a lot last night, was, well, the original trilogy was like that. Well, the prequel, no, listen, that's not factually correct though. Like a lot of the things in those, while most of it, of course, was also, throughout the years changed and tweaked, there was at least an idea of how, from beginning to end, how it would work, or what little pieces would be in there.
Well, here's the thing. It's indisputable that George Lucas bounced around, added ideas, he's the father, she's the sister, it all progressively did. But what it wasn't, two things. When you watch the original trilogy, it doesn't seem like a series of films arguing with each other.
Right. Yeah, they feel connected every time. Yeah.
And the original trilogy wasn't based around like the mystery of who any of Luke Skywalker's parents, like any of his relations were. It wasn't that the Force Awakens trilogy, the sequel trilogy, from before the film came out, like, Maz, who are you?
Yeah.
I'm nobody. Like, do you know what I mean? It was before we'd seen the film, a mystery was set in place of who this girl's parents were.
Right.
Whereas the original trilogy, like, no one was wondering like who Luke's dad was when they were watching The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Then going forward to Return of the Jedi, I will say that people were wondering who the other was that Yoda spoke of.
Right.
But it is my belief, and I'm not happy to be corrected. I'll be kind of annoyed, but I'll do it with good cheer. I think originally it was always going to be Luke's sister, but originally Luke's sister was going to be on the other side of the galaxy, being kept away from it all.
Right.
That was which I was like, it always sounded like She-Ra to me. That, He-Man had this sister. But, and then it was, changed and, but the thing is, amazingly, and there was a question in the chat about this is, what about people that complained that it wasn't all planned along the whole way? Well, I would say they were proven right. Because,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I will also say that for me, as in my Star Wars fandom, up until episode 7 and 8, the plan was working. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, the no plan, letting them do it on the fly. I saw 2 episodes of it. Do you know what I mean? It was a concern it was, when I first heard it in the Force, like around the Force Awakens time. I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right. But then the next one came out, and for me, I was like, oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it answered those questions.
Yeah, and that was like it was enriching in how it went so different from what I wanted.
Right.
Like, hey, Corey, I'm not sure if you've ever heard me talk about this before, but I really wanted that green lightsaber turned on.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I'll take you to this quote. Very timely. It is, it's like poetry, Corey, this Star Wars business. It all rhymes.
Oh, God.
Because in Entertainment Weekly, I talked about this yesterday.
Entertainment Monthly.
And the other thing is, like, also, the thing that you know, from my point of view, makes what I do different to the people that other people want to sort of generalize you as is yesterday I couldn't have been happier, gushy 45 minutes about all the information we're getting about the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And so I make the content to express how I'm feeling about each thing.
Right.
And
what you should do. Yeah.
I'm not like trying to find things that suck.
Yeah.
And I'm also not a Manchurian Candidate Star Wars fan that like isn't going to look at it critically. And like I will, what I like, it's like I've had it suggested that the way I go on about things that I like in Star Wars can get annoying. Now, Corey, I know as a supportive friend of Team Calican, Team Toro, Calican crew,
sure,
you can reassure me that when I express what I love in Star Wars, it doesn't get annoying.
Yeah,
can you assure me that, Corey, please?
You know, I mean, listen, yes, I mean, I actually, yeah, it's not annoying. It's fine. It's always exciting to see another tweet about Toro Calican. Yeah. Good stuff.
Excellent. Excellent. What other thoughts do you have about this, Corey?
Okay, so I thought it was interesting, what she said about the Kenobi connection, because I was really thinking about this last night. I'm like, okay, would that have made more sense than a Palpatine? Yeah, I actually think it would have. I think if they went that direction, it's still not anything I would have done, but
I'll just. I would argue. I don't know. I just bought into what Ryan did in the second one so much.
Oh no, for sure.
No. But it's sort of like the spirit of how it was set up to how I perceived it, and then also how it was marketed. You know, you had like Amy Ratcliffe's like Women of the Galaxy, and the thing about Rey about it in there. You know, this is like licensed media. Was about how brilliant a story Rey's was, because it was this time, you know, the scavenger that came from nothing. And I know you can like look at it and go, oh, but she defied what she was, but I don't even see, you know, and this is like just like an old point, but it didn't even affect the story. It just convoluted. Like she never really reacted to the revelation that Palpatine was the grandpa. It was her reaction was to that Palpatine had her parents killed.
Right.
Like it wasn't like she was going to avenge the death of her parents, not to put an end to her family's evil midichlorians or whatever.
Yeah, there was no sort of reflection on her heritage or anything at that point. And I think what's interesting too is like kind of like what you just said is this is the first time in Star Wars where, at least in the films, we had a character that came from nothing and that was going to be her story. And I thought that's what I liked about Last Jedi. The parts I do like is I like that she was a nobody. And I feel like if she was going to be a Kenobi, they would have made that 100% a thing in Force Awakens. Like that would have been the deciding factor. And I feel like if JJ had done all three films, that might have happened. But yeah, it's interesting to see that they were thinking of different ideas. And to add to the joke that Josh Gad said, I feel like Olaf's a better choice than Palpatine still. I mean, dude, I will take anyone over Palpatine at this point. It's
I obviously Olaf is Josh Gad.
Yes.
But where is he in? I don't know who Olaf is.
It's the Frozen in Frozen, the film Frozen. It's the little snowman.
So it's not even in Star Wars.
Not even in Star Wars.
Okay, wow. That was literally that was what I was trying to do when I didn't know what the emoji was. Like act like I was too old to know what was going on.
Right.
And then I just proved it right there with some honest having no idea. But
my favorite part of the interview is when he asks her, so who's the grandmother? Like, what's the deal with that? She's like, I don't know. And that's kind of the whole, my final thoughts on the whole sequel trilogy now is, I don't know. Like, we don't know. We don't know anything about what really was and what was supposed to be. And it's a mess. But that confirms it's a mess. So,
hey, did I not even get to the quote I was going to read out?
You did read a quote earlier, but
no, I don't know where I went. I don't know how we started talking about that, but yeah, here we go. So I was talking about ring theory, and I don't know how we stopped talking about what we were talking about, but Entertainment Weekly, which before the show, Corey was rocked to learn that it now only comes out monthly.
Yeah, that's bizarre. It's called Entertainment Weekly. It's not weekly. I don't get it.
It's not even that entertaining. Oh. So they had that Mandalorian article, which I was just like, the photos were just, they were tightly cropped. They're not there to, the real visual stimuli is going to be when the trailer drops. And Corey's been hinting at when all week on Twitter.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
But like, reading about the process between Favreau and Filoni was just music to my ears. And Filoni had this quote that struck me then, and it's glaring now, that the fans want to know things are a calculated, careful decision. Then if you tell a good story, most of the time they go with it. Now, that describes my experience with The Last Jedi. That, once I sort of got, they had interviews and they talked about, Ryan talked about why there was no green saber and why this, why that. And, like Luke, there is a path where Luke could work out like that and have those things coming. Do you know what I mean? And then there's another path that you could go down, like an EU style way. Like, it's up for, there's a 20-year gap. And the kid, he went through some stuff, you guys. So we don't know what it's like to have your arm chopped off. And I'm not even talking about, like, this is literal arm chopping off. Do you know what I mean?
By his father.
But the thing about that is, and you can say, this film they did on the fly, and that film, the thing about when George Lucas says it was all done on the fly, and I did it as I'm going along, that when he said that, it was surprising. Like, it was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, but that line in Star Wars about, the way Owen acted about Anakin, like, that fits. You must have had it all planned out.
Right.
The thing about coming out of, for me, coming out of The Rise of Skywalker is it felt like it was done as they were going. Like, it felt like Daisy's, like, interview, that's how it felt it was made. That
like, it was improv to me. Like, they were, like, especially when they do all the big reveals, it's like the actors are thinking, what should we make up as we're doing this? Like, and that's exactly how I felt too. It's very strange. Especially the reveal scene where Kylo says that you're a Palpatine. It's so, like, there's a stiffness to that scene and a kind of reaction. At least that was my reaction to it. And the theater I was in at the time was all like, wow. So,
well, I just burst out laughing.
A lot of people did in the theater.
Because I was like I was so sad. Like, I was like, like, it was just, like, I felt like I was reading Mad Magazine.
Right.
Because, like, in the 80s, Mad Magazine would do the articles about how there's going to be 15 Star Wars films, and it talks about how Chewie's, like, Lando's, like, it, it makes fun of how it's all intertwined. And, hey, Anakin Skywalker built C-3PO. You know, never forget. But yeah, that moment was yeah. So if anyone, it's very hard to follow the live chat up and down to find comments about this. But if you want to chime in with some thoughts, Carla Elizabeth says my theatre groaned. Let's talk. Let's what do you think about Daisy's comments and how it reflects on rather than the reaction, because we've done that. And we want to sort of push the conversation forward. I started it by going on about it. I'm
it's hard not to, man. It's really hard not to. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, to add to what Daisy was saying, she also seems to, like, obviously not have the full story on what happened with Rey and all that. And I would love an actual, like, 45-minute interview where somebody just sits down with her and dissects the whole trilogy and finds out what the whole process was for her and how she found out about things. And I would really love one with JJ and the entire sequel trilogy. Like, do one with JJ and Ryan, just to give us an idea. But I don't think they're ever going to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows how they, I don't know. Do they, I don't know what their relationship's like.
Yeah.
So, and you know, some people like, they're at war or something. It's like, I have no idea. So I can't even, like, step to it.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Who knows how often these people think about Star Wars now. So it's, you know, water under the bridge, maybe. Under the Naboo bridge. The beautiful, never mentioned planet of Naboo.
Dude, what's going on with Rian Johnson's trilogy? That's what I keep thinking is like there's nothing about it. I mean, I remember that being such a heavy reveal, like, such a huge reveal before Last Jedi came out, thinking, wow, this dude's going to do 3 Star Wars films. And then there's been nothing about it.
Yeah, I'm sort of, it's the thing I want the most, but I'm just like, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
Like whether it's because of, you know, film schedules getting backed up now and all, like, whatever the reason, I just think that lack of any concrete news, you know, I don't know if it's been mentioned on StarWars.com after the initial announcement again. Bring back, that's the thing, right? Rick McCullum. You know him? You know him, Corey?
Of course.
He couldn't wait to share a bit of concept art with us. Couldn't wait. He was in the Star Wars Insider and Star Wars Tops Galaxy magazine saying, here's a little bit of Coruscant. What do you reckon about that, Star Wars fans?
He was the hype man of the prequels for sure.
Oh, buddy.
Just like Giancarlo Esposito is the hype man of Mandalorian. Like, this guy is just full throttle. Like, every week there's a new piece of news from him. He's like, Moff Gideon, force sensitive. Moff Gideon has a damn, this guy's getting me excited. He's doing Lucasfilm's job. I'm glad no one's asked in the chat when the trailer's coming. That actually has been refreshing.
You're asking for that. Like, you don't understand.
Well, I have to say, it's just really great.
Like, that's it.
Oh man, that's refreshing.
Right there.
Yeah, I love that we've gotten a Mandalorian.
Check the chat. See what's going on. We getting any feedback?
Let's see.
No, I want you to read out mine.
When's the trailer coming, Corey?
And I spelled Corey wrong.
You did. That's accurate though. That's the kind of comments I get. It's always like that.
And this is the thing with the planning thing. I think I said it before, but I was like, it seems scary, but I was like, I'm open to it.
I'll drop it. You know what?
And then in retrospect, I'm like, yeah, there was one Star Wars media that seems to be meticulously planned out, and then one that wasn't, and like one of them, like I find was left with a far more cohesive thing. I was open to it. Don't think it worked. Maybe it will work in another realm, another medium, like James Bond or something. But something that's so tightly, like that's what like they market, and that's what we demand. That it's this tightly cohesive story, and there's going to be mess ups, but that was sort of that was the promise made with the new you, as we call it here.
I'll tell you what, you can expect the trailer before October 30th. That's when you can expect it. Before October 30th. Between now and October 30th, I can guarantee you it's exclusive here on Steele Wars that it will drop between then.
All right, I'm going to run through a few comments. Oh, this is interesting. Jacob's Quest says, I think blaming a singular director is missing the forest for the trees a little bit. The overarching problem of them not having a developed outline is the root cause of virtually every issue. I would half agree, but I will also throw in what I think the overall cause of the issue was. And you know where I'm going to point this finger, Corey?
I don't know.
I'm going right to the top.
Oh, Mr. Iger.
Bobby Iger.
Wow.
Oh my God! I just made a screen turn off.
Nice.
Back on, everyone. It's back on. I just made my other screen turn off with is that Bob firing a warning shot? Disney Plus is loaded up on this. So
really
there is a chance that some Disney technology, I'm not sure if you heard about this 5G, but it's terrifying.
Oh, I found out yesterday when we did our stream.
Rushing him out, not giving the not just like, in everything he said and stuff, I think he respected, the characters, and like there are ways he showed that, like Disney's representation of Star Wars characters in Disney parks is far more respectful to, the characters, where they used to be like, hey, it's Jedi Goofy, like all that stuff got bailed. Like I've got, and back then it was such a novelty. Like to get like the Mickey Mouse Jedi or whatever, it's like, oh, two of these cool things, sort of collabing it up. So I do feel like, and things like, and it helps that I agree with it, but like, bailing on detours and not putting those cartoons out, to sort of preserve a bit of staunchness about Darth Vader. Like, Corey, listen, if Darth Vader's out there, just being some comedic buffoon in this cartoon, no one's going to buy these comics of him brooding over his teenage love for a few years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's the funny part, is there's this misconception that if you do anything with these Star Wars characters in a comedic way or anything, then people will not take them seriously. But I already don't take Palpatine seriously after Rise of Skywalker. So they've already done it. But I had to add that. I had to.
My very good. My issue wasn't that they were projecting them comedically, just that it was the comedically bit I was like wanted to take umbrage with.
Yeah.
Princess Leia's like, like Paris Hilton.
It's bad. I remember watching that first trailer and thinking, yeah, it's okay, I'll pass. And then they cancel. It's crazy. They had 2 seasons ready to go, fully animated.
Well, see, that's the irony. That's the harsh irony, because Star Wars Detours was more planned out than $5 billion worth of ticket sales.
See, that's what blows my mind, is how $1 billion.
And I also just want to say, there's I just want to specify, there's no way you can take that comment seriously.
No,
So,
obviously not. But
not
it's
you,
just,
Corey. You
yeah,
wouldn't take it seriously. You just wouldn't get that I was joking. Go, Steele says weird stuff every
Exactly.
2 minutes. it seems.
exactly. Oh man, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do some. All right, so we had Jacob's Quest one. That was good. Angelo James says it's not the actor's job to make the story. It's to
No,
breathe life into the character. So yeah,
yeah, no, obviously.
you can't sort of fault Daisy.
No, it's none of the actors' faults at all. No. Absolutely not.
And this is sort of like the thing about, hey, wing it if you can, but if you can't, don't. And Carla Elizabeth says, I mean, I knew what Daisy said, but having confirmation hurts more. It seems so careless and like a greedy corporate move. I really hate it.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Josh Taylor says, you have his power, always makes me laugh.
Forgot that line was in there.
Kayla also says, I think people really underestimate George's ability to tell a good story.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like Lucas isn't, like, he was taking all these inspirations from all these different types of films.
Right.
But he wasn't like aping any, like, he's the OG. Like, he set the Star Wars template, whereas, you know, we've got everyone else now trying to, you know, hit it running.
Right.
And I feel like if you are going to do that, if you're going to step into the proverbial red flannel, if you're the one making it faster and more intense, then don't wing it. Do your homework. Do your homework, because you're not always, like, he had the like unfair advantage, some might say, of being George Lucas already. That's almost cheating when you're making a Star Wars film.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people, you know, I love the prequels. I know some people don't, but you got to give George credit for putting together a cohesive storyline between all three films.
Most of the time.
Yeah, I would say 85% of the time it was pretty cohesive, especially between 2 and 3 were the most.
But who knows? I really hope he can get another shot at it. And I want him to make it more together, Corey. I want on Dagobah for R2 to jetpack out of the swamp instead of being shot out of that monster.
Right.
Connections, buddy. I just want more connections. I just want more connections.
Yeah, and apparently R2's been at Dagobah before that, so.
That's right, yeah. This is an interesting point from Braxton T. The lack of plan isn't the problem. A plan is just a solution to the problem. If they can't logically follow what came before, then a plan wouldn't stop them. So,
true. That's true. Yeah. They have to take into account all the other films and all the other continuity and all that. And that was a failure on their part too.
Yeah, and there's just undeniable. There was an issue. You know, you've got the editors of, or one of the editors of the film, saying that Ryan threw out all the story threads from The Force Awakens, which reminds me of this, Corey. I don't know. Did you know I have a child?
I do.
Okay. I try to never let that slip my mind, but I do, right? Confirmed. Red circle, confirmed. Impact text. Now, just have a sense of humor, everyone, about this that might disagree with my analogy. But so he's got a friend that is just a little bit older than him. And I watched this happen the other day, is that the friend had a toy and he just sort of left it on the ground, put it down, stopped playing with it. And then after about a minute, Harry went and started playing with the toy. Then the friend saw that Harry had the toy, and rather than go over to where Harry took it and go play with it, he grabbed the toy, took it back to where he left it, put it down there, and then walked off again. That's my sequel trilogy analogy. It's like, you left the toy, someone else went and played with it over here, and instead of playing with it over there and doing other stuff with it, you take it back to where it originally was.
That's almost a perfect analogy for it.
Underway.
Yeah.
Well,
that is the perfect analogy.
Don't I seem wiser now than ever?
It's amazing. You seem like you're into this flow of Jedi mastery going on here. Good job. That's an improvement.
Some of my neighbors might disagree. It doesn't always work out. Andrew Jardine, the story group should have been equal collaborators with the directors. Hell yeah. Kayla Elizabeth says the story group wasn't used for Tross, and it shows. Dan Griever says working a vacuum was a major problem. Oh, working in a vacuum. I thought, okay, this guy's like, I like Dan, but his metaphors are even looser than mine. I can't, but yes, in the vacuum, not having, and I think we're very much getting in off halfway through some of these points. But yeah, he respected the characters, but he didn't respect the investment needed to fully develop them or the world. Right. So, you know, you've got Rian Johnson writing his script. Well, first of all, JJ had to rush the first one, The Force Awakens. And he managed to, you know, glue it back together. And, you know, there was a few things where you're like, what does that mean? And where's Maz Kanata? Stuff like that. And I feel like, and even like, and this is a classic Saunders complaint. Leia walking past Chewbacca. It's sort of like, I felt like it was also, you know, rushed, and you're also like you're stepping into George Lucas's shoes. Right. More time. Like you're not like you're trying to get his secret sauce out there. Like take some time.
You know what's crazy? I actually really love The Force Awakens. Like I know it has some issues, but Force Awakens feels like it was the perfect film to set up a trilogy and to set up Star Wars again. Right. And that's something I really appreciated about it. So it's interesting to see story threads that started in there and then just go away completely, which, you know, I mean, again, that goes to the planning process and the creative differences. And I really liked what Michael Arnett was also working on for Force Awakens. I recently just researched a bunch of that, and seeing his ideas, I think was the first sign of major creative problems with the trilogy when they let him go.
Have you ever seen Starship Troopers? Mm-mm. All right, well then you won't get this quote, but I'd like to know more. Tell me, what were some of the things that you liked?
Oh, I thought that was the quote.
No, yeah, that was the quote.
That was the quote.
But it also was a suggestion.
Gotcha.
For you to tell me what he was working on that you liked so much.
Yeah, so it seems like his big thing was there was going to be the twins. So like, you know, Rey and Kylo were probably going to be the twins, and Luke was going to be a central character throughout the trilogy, or at least throughout Force Awakens. And I thought that's kind of something I would have wanted to see, is that storytelling with Luke and Rey, and then how they bring Finn into all of it, and Finn can become a Jedi. But basically what he was pitching was, you know, we'd start with Rey, and then Luke would come in as this character that, you know, this myth that would help her out throughout this movie and be very prominent in the trilogy. And I think that that's another thing that this trilogy is missing. I know a lot of people say this is about the new characters. I agree. But also, a lot of people were coming into this with expectations from the older characters. So to have, I think, Luke, at least in the first two films, would have been great. I'm okay with the direction they went in, but it's clear that Michael had a better sort of grasp on what would work better throughout a trilogy.
And Corey,
Yeah,
do you know why he was let go?
I don't.
Because he wouldn't do it fast enough.
Is that really what it was?
Yes.
Wow.
He was like, if I'm doing this, I need I need years to nut this out.
Which was smart, and it was exactly what they needed.
All right, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
And who just said that? Josh Taylor in the chat just said, no more twins, please. Fine, Josh. No more twins. Here's what I think they should have done. Because you always want things to be better. Don't you think, Corey?
Sure, yeah, 100%.
You know, we had like the lightsaber battles and you know, they got better as time goes on. And then in the Phantom Menace, it's like, hey, how do we make it better? You have like, you know, you have 2 Jedi against the Sith. And like, how do you make the lightsabers better? Oh, you have 2 blades coming out. So no more twins. Sequel trilogy, triplets. Hey, I'm not finished. Siamese.
Oh my God.
3 interconnecting Jedi children. Obviously, there's going to be no mystery about who their brothers and sisters are. But
I did not think you were going to go there.
I'd be worried if you thought I was going to go there. That's what I'd be concerned about.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can somebody do some fan art? Whoa. Wow.
Imagine, hey, imagine. Wait, can you read out some comments? I'll find something.
Yeah. Oh my God. So, Braxton T says, take notes, Disney. This is what the fans wanted to see.
Disney, this is what we wanted. And it's like 3 people in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon we've never seen before, and they're all connected.
Oh my God. Mr. Sunday Movie says, in my ideal movies, the Siamese twins wouldn't meet until the 3rd movie. Oh, I was not expecting that.
God, Mr. Sunday Movies. God, we are got YouTube royalty in here.
We do, yeah, no doubt.
He would be shocked that so few people could watch a live stream at once. He'd be like, how come there's not 10,000 people here? What's going on? Hey, James, I miss you, buddy. I miss you. Hey, so this is what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
Just let me get this up.
God, I was not expecting that.
On the screen. So imagine like fan art, like this poster, which I love. I just think it's so sweet and innocent. But in it, so you've got
driver bit.
So this is like fan art for those that are just listening on the pod. It's like a photoshopped, you know, it doesn't even say The Force Awakens. It says episode 7. And like Adam Driver's a Mandalorian, Finn and Hux are Jedi, Poe's just looking off, Chewbacca's Chewbacca. Oh my God, Law Santeca is front and center, and then Snoke is now some gun-wielding badass.
He's got like the Naboo Royal Guard armor on.
Yeah. So imagine this fan art, and so you got Hux, Poe, Adam Driver, photoshopped front and center as Star Wars Jedi Siamese triplets. Can we get that going, photoshoppers, please? And if not now, when?
I really need somebody to get on that right now, please. Oh my God. I can't get that image out of my head. Like, it's almost like, I don't know if I should say that. But
the triplets! Your non-Star Star Wars, no, your non-Jedi triplet theory sucks. Let's get that on a t-shirt.
It's a true General Grievous of the sequel trilogy. Oh, God. You took me out with that. Oh, man. Let's see. Josh Taylor says that glorious Adam from Girls Pick.
I think we've done some good work, man.
No, honestly, yeah, we need to get this poster made now. I would literally pay for some. I paid somebody to do that now at this point.
Do you know what I want? Do you know what I want?
Hmm.
I follow all these geniuses that make all their custom figures on Instagram, like the Sucklord and people like that. Yeah. Healy Made, I think there's one that he does like vintage Star Wars toys as vintage wrestling figures. It's the best, right? Come on, guys. Let's start gluing a couple of figures together. You've got the heads already there. There's plenty of cheap, you know, Kylo Ren heads you could get to glue on a triplet figure. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Ignite the triplet, you guys. Come on.
But can the triplets, Jacob's Quest goes, but can the triplets combine into one larger Jedi?
That's a good question. Because I love anything that like Voltron and all that.
Yeah. I
feel like they're already combined. Oh!
Shit.
Are you ready?
I guess so, yeah.
In The Last Jedi, which would have to be titled The Last Jedi. Oh no, Jedi's plural as well. So it would be, you wouldn't have to say Jedis because we're talking about the triplets here. So there's multiple.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So in, so The Force Awakens, sorry if you can hear that bin out front, but it's someone coming to collect this episode and put it in the bin.
That's right.
They've brought in an industrial-sized wheelie bin.
That's the sound of us getting canceled right now.
So, all right. So, The Force Awakens, renamed, just to get more of synergy, it's called the Triforce Awakens, right? We're awakening the Triforce. Then in The Last Jedi's, in the thrilling conclusion, right? General Grievous's cousin comes back, right? And it's shocking. He separates them in the final battle with his lightsaber, right? No one saw that coming. So that's where, was it Jacob that asked if, like, so they're coming apart. That would be like, that would be the figure that everyone, have you got the come apart twins? Now, it's like the Tauntaun. There was a Tauntaun that had an open belly, and then there was another one that was older that didn't have the open belly. So you're like, oh, open. You always want the open belly Tauntaun. So you'd be like, oh, have you got the triplets that come apart? Nah. Oh. But I got a knife. Let's do it. Right? It'd be like one of those Angry Rose Tico YouTubes, but far more constructive. And
yeah.
Then in The Rise of Skywalker, right? Which would have to be renamed The Rise of Skywalkers because there's 3 of them, right? They decide they love life. Like that's the dyad. And they get like 21B and like FX7's like niece, sews them back together. And the final shot is the newly sewn together twins looking at the Tatooine sunset.
No, I feel like when the old lady asks them, what's the last name? All 3 of them give a different answer. It's all different.
Because they haven't read the updated script.
So you just never know what the true answer of their heritage ever is.
They gave them the David Prowse treatment.
Skywalker, Kenobi, Palpatine. That's the twist of the whole saga. We don't know. We never find out. But we know one of them is telling the truth. To make it better, they all answer at the same time, so it's not like a like a row, one after the other. Oh. Andrew Jardin says Skywalker, Palpatine, Calican.
I feel like you're pandering a little bit, but I'm up for it.
Just make their last name Star Wars. Well, I didn't know this. I didn't know we were going to go in this direction. This is the twist of this episode. This was not planned.
It's
funny.
I just love the thought that someone's like, oh, they didn't like it. What's their idea? Oh, you wouldn't. They want this triplet. It's like gets cut up, stuck back together. Like
what a triplet Siamese. Triplets that have different last names. Holy crap! Wow. I love it. I love it. I want that story now. I would be buying the figures and buying into the theories, and it's go time.
Be good Lego. Be good Lego. I'd be showing the video of like the 3,000 piece triplet set.
Right. It would cost more because there's more parts you need to.
All right. I don't know what else.
I don't know. We can't. It's just downhill from here. Like we can't top this.
I think we've like, even if people like tuned in that disagreed with us, I think this has been a positive because we've shown that our opinions clearly like have no weight or like our ideas are even worse. So who cares
I would argue that that's incorrect and it's better. I feel like what we just put to the table here would be the ultimate shock value for all of Star Wars. Dude, Palpatine, Snoke, it doesn't matter. This is like having them all answer a different dude.
And like
it's beautiful.
You'd have like because it's like a whole different different people involved and stuff, and then you've got like there's like a like a Screen Rant article or whatever about Breaking Bad and Looper director Rian Johnson speaks out on Star Wars, and his tweet after it's like, oh, I'm into having expectations subverted, but that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm furious. And then he like just tweets at me every day for like 3 years. That's the alternate reality that we're in. But you can go outside without a mask in my world. So you choose. Triplet Jedis or mask. That's your decision.
Here's what I think the biggest debate would be is when they look at the twin suns, there's not a third sun to kind of metaphorically say of the coming together of these twins again. That would be up for debate.
And then the dyad, instead of being a yin yang, there'd have to be like a third other, like a gray or something.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I know where you're going with this.
So that's all together as 3. And 2 of the 3 fall to the dark side. And they lightsaber fight each other. On water. And it's snowing.
The third one's just like, please.
They're all like close range.
Oh my god. I like the idea of one being a Jedi, one being a Sith, and then the one in the middle being like the Bendu. Like just completely.
I thought you were going to say protocol droid. I was like, that'd be good.
That's right. Oh my god, we're getting canceled.
See, this is why I have to talk to you every week, Corey.
Oh, dude, this is just the first of many.
I feel alive. I'm invigorated. Can you imagine how, like, my neighbors, like, what do they think I'm doing up here?
Oh, dude, yeah, we're talking about Siamese triplets. Braxton T says Force Triad.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You 3 are a triad in the Force. So good. Imagine the X-wing with 3 seats. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be nice. They get the double-bladed lightsabers too to make it even harder. Triple-bladed. The first, yeah, it's like you get 2 on that side, and then you put 1 in the middle. Not like Kylo's, but like almost like size.
Corey, it has been a absolute pleasure.
It definitely has.
Hey, I was going to. Have you seen the Dune trailer yet?
I have. Yes.
Okay.
Very cool.
I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it afterwards. So let the good people of the internet know where they can listen to you, follow you, and join in on tomorrow's fundraiser.
Yeah, you can follow me here on YouTube at Kessel Run Transmissions. Also on Twitter at KR Transmissions and at Corey_Wolfpack. And we're also on Instagram. So yeah, tomorrow on Kessel Run Transmissions on our channel, like I said, from 2:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be doing a charity live stream for suicide prevention. Tomorrow is Worldwide Suicide Prevention Day, so we're going to be doing this raffle where you're going to be able to donate to the American Foundation for Suicide Awareness. If you donate just $10, you'll be entered into the raffle, and that raffle will include items like the Lego Razor Crest. It just came out, which is perfect timing. Oh yeah, for Mando Season 2. As a matter of fact, Steele, here it is. Right here. Look at that. The minifigures you get is Baby Yoda, Grief Karga. Exactly right. You get the Razor Crest, obviously. You get the Scout Trooper IG-11, Grief Karga, Mando, and there he is. The big ticket.
Oh, my stars. Little Yoju.
So, yep, that'll be in the raffle. And then also, we've got the newly...
If you win that raffle, I'd open it up and check all those figures are there first thing.
Exactly right. We've got the Black Series Cad Bane.
That Corey has sticky fingers.
Oh yeah, I've already taken them out. We've got the Black Series Cad Bane. He'll be in the box, but this just came out as well. So
sweet.
From Hasbro.
Nice.
And those are going to be the big ticket items. We'll have a couple other things in there, but those are going to be the big ones. And we're going to be doing a bunch of fun Star Wars trivia. A bunch of people from the community. So
you're going to do fun Star Wars trivia?
I'm scared about it because I feel like we're actually getting on Laura Kelly, who does the Schmodown, and she has some questions.
The best.
And I'm nervous. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, because the last Star Wars trivia I checked out was that Dragon Con thing, and that was not fun Star Wars.
I heard that was pretty hard. Yeah.
I felt belittled as a Star Wars fan. You know.
Yeah.
Not one triplet question, I can tell you that much. Not one. We're doing this every weekday at the same time. It is 12 noon Pacific, 3 East, 2 Central, very early in Australia. Sorry, guys, but this is when it is free for me to do. So join in Monday to Friday. Monday to Thursday is live, and Friday is the Q&A from the Patreon questions, but there'll be a live chat, and often I'm trying to jump in on those as well. So we can chat more. And I just want to give a shout out to those crew that have been signing up in the Patreon. I just heard from Jack, who says, you're doing the Lord's work during these crazy times. Thanks for a new daily show. I'm a Patreon again. So thanks, because if you're on the $1 a month, you get all these YouTube audios as a podcast, and so you don't have to, some people's lifestyle doesn't involve staring in front of a screen that they can watch. Or for $3, you get access to all 600 plus bonus episodes. We do new bonus episodes each week. Today we're putting up a Page Wars with Tom Chansky, giving us the lowdown on Thrawn Ascension, whether you should turn it or burn it. And for those like me that don't have time to read such a book, he'll tell us the major plot points in the sweet, sweet spoiler section. And in other personal sizzle, we have pre-orders for the new Yodi Hawk t-shirt, riffing on the old Tony Hawk graphic from my youth, and the Yub Nub, the Ewok.
Oh, nice.
They're coming back, or the Yodi Hawk one, that's new, and the Yub Nub is one we haven't done for a couple of years. So, and they are screen printed back and front on ring spun cotton tees.
Love it.
Last forever. Corey, never put a t-shirt in the dryer. It ruins their shape.
I've learned.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Sizzle Dizzle says, seriously, throw a cup of coffee at Steele every month if you can. Love being a patron. That, like, metaphorically, throw a cup of coffee at Steele.
Yeah.
Like, or throw it in a way that I can catch it in my mouth, because I as this giant cup shows, I do really enjoy coffee, but not so hot. So thank you, Sizzle. But I just want to be clear about the parameters of the throwing coffee at me. Let's do as he did and just, you know, send about a coffee's worth of money each month. And then I can buy the coffee and, you know, decide what I do with it personally. If I decide to throw it on myself in the privacy of my own home, that is my business. And it's not harming anyone else. So live and let live. Corey, would you like to add some support to my just outed self-coffee throwing lifestyle? Do I know what I'm talking about right now? No, I don't, Corey, but I just keep talking.
Hey, man, we just got off a conversation about the Siamese triplets. So, I mean, anything goes at this point.
I am going to have a lie down after this. I swear to God. I'm feeling good. I feel like I've just gone for a run.
Good. I'm glad you got that energy.
Hey, Josh Taylor also says this was fun, which, whether you like what's going on or not, try to express it in a fun way. Because my like little thing is always like, love Star Wars like a kid, dislike it like an adult. So, you know, it's I
hope next week.
And I appreciate everyone in the chat. I haven't got to read everything, but you know, everyone's, you know, got different views and they're keeping it chill. If there is one person that isn't doing that, well then come on, pick it up.
I hope next week we have a Mandalorian trailer to talk about. That would be
very
nice.
Corey, you're going on about how you don't want to talk about this trailer and you can't resist. You are a glutton. Well, the road, we're on the road.
We are on the road.
We're on the Beskar tiled road. Beskar brick road. Follow the Beskar brick road.
Yeah, to put one more banger in.
Excellent. Hey, Corey, this was the best.
Always, buddy.
Let's pretend we're going to do it next Thursday, and I'll wait.
We absolutely will.
Changing. Listen, and just remember, I'm fine with it as long as the reason make me realize you're a better person than I. So
awesome.
That's the way to win that little battle. But thanks everyone that joined us in the live chat. I so appreciate it. Super fun. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the same. And hey, may that force be with you.